Welcome to the Brooklyn Bros podcast. It's your host Anthony. To the left of me,
Isaiah.
To the right of me,
D-Row, you already know.
And we're here to bring you all sports type of news, mainly basketball. You already know the vibe. You don't really talk about football or baseball. Baseball's in the off season.
But shout out Green Bay.
ESPN. Football is going lit right now. You know, Chiefs is going crazy. Bills going crazy. You know, that's really it. You got the Lions.
Fuck the Lions.
But football is football. But today we're really gonna just talk about how the NBA is looking right now, seeing how the standings is standing up, seeing who the players, doing the best right now. Since our last episode, we kind of backed up right now. We're trying to give you them videos. So when you see this, it might be a little late. But Cleveland finally lost. How y'all feel about that? I think it was kind of bound to happen, of course, but they lost to the Celtics.
Yeah, I think it was bound to happen eventually. Obviously, no team's gonna go 82-0. They were gonna lose to anyone that was gonna be the Celtics. Mm-hmm. I think Cleveland is just a team to watch out for right now. You don't go 16, 17 games in a row for no reason. Any team that's able to do that is definitely a threat. So I think they definitely need to be watched right now for sure.
Yeah, Cleveland is definitely scary. That Boston game, Donovan Mitchell just came off an injury. I think he had like one game off, and then he played that game.
So Garland went horrible that game.
Yeah, Garland
21
had like 8 points or something like that.
Kept shooting it though. Wasn't scared of it.
They'll definitely get adjusted to the Celtics. Celtics now got Porzingis. They gotta get more adjustments too. So it should be a good rivalry.
That just happened last night. Porzingis came back from injury. That just adds more depth. Now they can bring Harper off the bench, start Porzingis, and it is what it is, man. The Celtics is low key they brought back the same team. They repeated. They're ready to repeat. Like, the Cavs was looking like the best because they was undefeated, but Celtics was right there, keeping up with them.
Yeah, shout out to those other guys on the Cavs too, because we got the main stars on the Cavs, but I feel like it's those bench guards that no one heard of. I even forget their names, but they got a couple bench guards that have been cooking up. So those little pieces right there is the reason why the Cavs been cooking up. I just want to get that in there.
So, we got the Celtics. You want to say something?
I was going to say, they did only lose once, so they're still like 17-1 right now, which is not a bad record.
Still looking good. Like we already mentioned, they got Porzingis back, so, they rolling on all cylinders, honestly. I don't know. You got anything to say about this?
How did Porzingis do last night? You peeped?
You get to watch that game? 16 points. He went 6 of 12. He went like 1 of 6 from 3-point. So basically, he made all his regular shots, but he didn't really do too good on the 3-pointers. But hey, man, the Celtics rolling.
Yeah, the Celtics are always going to be a scary team until proven otherwise, You got guys like Payne Pritchard on the bench cooking up.
So, okay, I was just about to bring that up. I was like, kind of a side note, how do y'all feel about the league shooting so many threes?
Yeah, that's been a
Payne
big
Pritchard is shooting 9 threes a game coming off the bench. Like,
yeah.
Who is this guy shooting 9 threes?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, yes, he makes
it.
Shoot that
yeah, he been shooting for.
But
he do make his shit.
But then you got players like LaMelo and Anthony Edwards averaging like 11 threes a game. Like, that's just ridiculous. I don't know, man. They're just throwing up way too many.
Yeah, I hear you. That's just where the league has headed. I feel like the old Golden State Warriors is to blame for this.
Yeah.
They had seen so much success with guys like Curry and Clay. So I feel like after them, the league has been trying to base their offense on those teams since they were so successful. And my thing is, it's hard to keep that up because those teams were able to do that because they have 2 of the best shooters of all time on one team. Not every team after them are going to have great shooters like that. Curry and Clay, we're talking about generational type of shooters.
Well, also just like...
So to base your offense on those guys is kind of, not as effective when you don't have those type of shooters.
The way Golden State moved, though, was like, yeah, they were shooting a lot of threes, but like Curry and Clay was moving off the ball, off screens. Like in this, they kind of just like, everyone's stand in the corners and like, I'm going to drive, dish it out. And it's like,
we're going to 5-out type of thing. Yeah.
A lot of threes now is like more chuck threes, even though Clay and Curry kind of did chuck threes, but they made their threes and they all had faith in each other. Yeah, it's like he was chucking that 3, but the other nigga was already on the other side of the court because he knew that shit was gonna go in.
Yeah. But okay, now we got number 3 in the East. Surprisingly, the Orlando Magic is still winning games without Paolo Banchero.
Shout out to them.
Franz Wagner is still out here cooking. He basically picked up the slack. He averaging like I think like 25 or something basically since Powell went out. So that's kind of surprising with the fact that they still up there winning games.
There's another dude cooking too on the Magic.
Is it his brother Mo Wagner?
Or Suggs maybe.
Oh, Jalen Suggs maybe.
Facts.
Yeah,
with the headband.
Suggs.
Stepping it up a bit. Yeah, the Magic are definitely an impressive team, especially the way they've been able to keep it up without Paolo. Is definitely you got to respect it. They're definitely a team to keep watch for. I don't know if they get too deep in the playoffs, but let's see what happens.
I mean, we'll see when Paolo comes back, how the team picks up. Like it's like when he comes back, he's obviously gonna take minutes and shots away from these guys that've been picking the slack up. So it's kind of they got to see how they adjust to that.
Before the season, we predicted them at like the 4 or 5 spot, which they kind of right there. But I know we didn't expect them to have this start without Pop.
I mean, we kind of segue into the Sixers suck right now. Even I understand they've been having injuries on and off the court. Like I mean, on and off the court, but like on and off injuries.
At this point, it's off the court too with the whole meeting shit with
Embiid trying to
Tyrese calling them out and shit.
But yeah, the Sixers is down really, really bad right now. They're currently 3-13, tied for almost the worst record in the league with the Wizards. Like
their number one star is a TikToker.
The number one star paints his nails.
No comment on that. We're not going to talk about that. That's for when we have a different podcast. We'll talk about those issues. There's non-basketball issues that don't got to be brought up in here. But facts, the 76ers right now is looking real bad. I know Paul George had some time off and B had some time off. Paul George hurt again. Maxey was hurt, and that's when McCain was able to step up. And but I don't know. They were supposed to be a top 2-3 team in the East right now, and they looking real bad.
I would say I don't think Embiid will be that monster that we once saw. I think
when he won his MVP type shit.
Even last year, bro. That nigga last year in the playoffs, bro. That nigga cooked the Knicks like off of one leg type shit. I don't think we'll ever see like that again type shit.
Yeah, I think with Embiid, they probably rushed him back too fast. He played over the summer with Team USA. And it's just, I feel like his passion for basketball, it doesn't really seem to be there.
Like he don't work hard.
Yeah, it's it takes a lot of preparation to get ready for an NBA season. And I just think that he just doesn't look like he's ready yet. And he's missing more games and stuff. It's looking tough. And then they added Paul George. That's another guy who misses a lot of time. So it's just like...
That's what it was even about if they were healthy.
Exactly, and so it's like to even gain that type of chemistry on the court together is very important, and these guys haven't even been playing together, and then you got Embiid slacking and Tyrese Maxey calling them out. It just looks like a lot of fuckery in Philly.
Embiid is also like very emotional this season. Like
he's always been pretty emotional,
with the reporter.
Granted, that situation
the reporter
was crazy.
said something about his brother that died, and I think that's a line he probably shouldn't have crossed, but you don't gotta react that way. You're a professional. You gotta remain professional, and like he probably shouldn't have acted that way. To be honest,
it's easier said than done. It's a tough position. I can't be mad at him for that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like he said something that was out of pocket, and he shouldn't have even said it. So
the league gave him his punishment. It is what it is. I just think that the Sixers just gotta figure themselves out and play. You know what I'm saying? Actually, what I was saying in a few episodes ago with Ben Simmons, how you just need to see him play. It all starts with just being on the court. You know what I'm saying? Every issue comes, you can fix it when you see what it's looking like on the court. If you're not playing, can't do nothing. So let's see what happens with them.
So to be honest, the only other two teams that really matter in the East is the Knicks and the Bucks. We got our resident Knicks fan right here. He got the Knicks on his chest, but Knicks they've been all right. They're not bad, but like they recently just beat the Denver Nuggets and smoked them by 20.
Historic performance, tied the Knicks franchise record for the most assists in the game.
Okay,
who was that, Brunson?
Nah, Brunson had a lot of assists that game. Now, he had his career high in assists, but as a team, they had like 40-something assists.
Oh wow,
tied the franchise record.
I seen the Cat was like the first player to have like 30 and 15 on 80% shooting since some guy in 2001. I forgot the name.
Yeah, he's playing well.
And OG had 40 that game. They beat the Denver Nuggets.
Career high 40 points for OG.
Looking like a crazy team. So they
OG been balling too. Like not only that game, but his prior games too. He's been dropping numbers.
Yeah. OG stepping it up. He's looking like a Kawhi Leonard from years ago.
MVP.
Oh, I
I
don't
mean,
know
not
about
MVP.
that.
Not MVP. All Star.
Yeah, as of right now, I think OG is definitely an all star. As of right
Ooh,
now,
that's a good conversation we could have in a couple weeks once it's more
I think the
solidified.
Knicks could probably get 3 all stars in there as of right now. But in terms of the
If
Knicks
they're
in
like the
general,
second or third seed, maybe I don't know. Maybe they're gonna get
I
two
can
for
see
sure. They'll
it.
probably get Brunson and Cat just
They
because of their
definitely get
numbers
Brunson
Brunson
and
and
Cat
Cat facts.
guaranteed.
for sure.
But I think if they're first or second seed by the time the All Star break,
Damn, that's kind of crazy.
I
they
can
Like,
see
could
OG
definitely
getting
get
snubbed.
OG.
like you think like Embiid and Maxi or like can they still make the All Star team being that low?
I think Maxi can still make it. A guy like Embiid, I don't even know if he played enough games yet to be
Nah, you could still
considered.
All Star don't got nothing to do with games, but like
Well, for me personally, as a fan, I wouldn't want to see a guy who hasn't played that much in the regular season up until the All Star game get in there.
I mean
Where
he's
there's
been
other
playing
players
now
who've
though.
been playing
But
well,
I
and
think
then
he's
you
have
an
you
can give it
heard?
to a
all-star.
Have you
guy
even
who
heard about his
hasn't been
effectiveness?
playing.
Not really. I mean, because they've been losing. He hasn't really had like.
I
A
mean, I
crazy
know his
game,
last
like,
game, his last couple games, he hasn't even been looking good either.
I think he
you
had
know?
like 30 recently, not to, but they lost him. But it didn't really matter.
There was a
But
game he had like 11.
just because I forgot to ask,
But Kane
this,
dropped 30.
y'all think Philly can still make the playoffs?
No.
I think they still have time
No?
to make the playoffs.
I see some shit that they got a 4% chance of making the playoffs.
4?
4%.
I wouldn't look too deep into that. I think they still got a good chance because there's also the play-in.
But,
I
like,
think
what-
they could make a 10th seed and still sneak in
They
there.
could obviously make it, but I just don't think they
Their
will.
team is deep enough, but I don't know if they make a run or anything. But I think they could still get in there.
Yeah, they could, but I just think they won't. Just of the fact of their performance and the team's chemistry right
Yeah.
now, and
I see-
everything is
I
just
hear
so
you.
low.
I just think it's very early. The NBA season's a long
That's
season.
Yeah,
82
well.
games right now. We like
Like
20 games in.
Give or take something.
That's probably like a
Nice.
quarter. So it's like, by the trade deadline or whatever the case may be, Philly's gonna get their traction. I'm not saying that they for sure making it, but I just can't see
They got
like
a
teams
chance.
like Detroit and Chicago
Brooklyn
and
Indy.
the Hornets and Atlanta being better than Philly. They look rough right now, but I don't see teams like that really being better than them once it gets down to grind time. You know what I'm saying?
So the last thing we want to talk about in the East before we move to the West right now, currently, and how the NBA landscape is looking and all. The Bucks is last. I feel like the last time we had our podcast, they was down bad.
They were
like,
horrible last time.
They were like 2-7,
Podcast.
and now they currently 9-9, back to 500.
Yeah, you gotta get them props. It was looking like they were gonna fall off a cliff, and they picked it back up. They 500 right now, which is shocking.
And
The way they were
Dame's
doing.
been bowling.
Dame's been balling. I seen he's averaging like
Facts.
26.
Yeah,
7
Damon
assists,
Giannis
like,
stepped it up like a motherfucker.
Giannis had like a
50s the other
crazy-
night.
Yeah, 2 high games.
Yeah, I think like 50 and like 40 something. Like
49
Yeah.
or some shit,
I
right?
think Giannis is low key averaging. I mean, leading the league in scoring right now.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's him.
They faced LaMelo the other day. LaMelo dropped 50. Still wasn't enough.
He's cooking,
Bucks end up
but
taking
yeah.
the dub.
I think the
So-
Bucks are a
so-
team that people gotta watch out for. They still got Damon Giannis, so at the end of the day, they could make some noise. I don't think they get anywhere deep in the playoffs, but they're definitely a team that during the regular season is always going to be challenging to play because they got two of the best players in the league.
I'm definitely wondering if they're gonna be consistent. Just like I feel like Dame always has his.
Granted, I will say the last like 6-7 games they played like Detroit, Chicago, Brooklyn, Indy. Like they haven't played no good teams for them to be on. Like of course, like they should have won all these games that they've been winning. So it's like, is it like
I think they're a
the word I'm
top
trying to look
6
for? It's
team
like
in the.
fake.
Got you. Yeah, I just think they're a top 6 team in the East, but I don't think they do nothing crazy. They're just like one of those good regular season teams that ain't gonna do shit when it comes down
So
to it.
it's really New York, Celtics, and Cavs right now that we think is like leading the East right now. And other than that, besides like how he mentioned, LaMelo's been cooking, arguably top 3, maybe obviously I think for sure top 5 point guard in the league currently. Like you got like point guards like Steph, Shea, De'Aaron Fox, maybe he's up there. Like
Yeah, I would like to say
that,
something
like,
about
who's really left?
LaMelo.
Like I think right now, like Jalen Brunson, I think is a better point guard than him, but currently on the way they're playing,
Mm-hmm.
I think LaMelo might be like better. But that like
I think he's a better scorer.
Yeah, definitely stat wise and stuff like
exactly
that.
stat wise because LaMelo can shoot all 30 shots in a game. Like
For
Jalen
sure.
Brunson don't have to do that. So
For
it's like
sure.
it's hard to argue that.
My thing with LaMelo is I think he's a great player. I think he's a great point guard, but it comes to a point where you've been in the league so long and what people are going to judge you on is your ability to win and your ability to
that long, though.
make your team better. He's been in the league long enough.
Like 4 or 5 years.
It didn't take Anthony Edwards that long to establish himself as a star. It didn't take
Edwards got a team though around him though,
Exactly.
compared to LaMelo.
Hear me out. Jason Tatum, it didn't take him that long.
He literally came into a team that was already in the playoffs and made the Eastern Conference in his rookie year though.
That's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying.
These guys, a good established team.
That's
already,
great
though.
and all, but these guys, they're able to make their teammates better. You know what I'm saying? LaMelo has been in the league for
Jason Tatum did not make his
teammates better.
He was already on a good team. Like, there's no way you can
Okay, but
that.
listen to what I'm saying, bro. LaMelo's been in the league for 3-4 years. His team never made a playoff team.
His team has been trash. His teammates is getting
Name
arrested.
another player
So why
besides LaMelo on his team?
You can't, but
Exactly. So what is your argument,
bro? Y'all not even listening to what I'm saying, bro.
Okay,
at this point in his career, he needs to fucking get his team somewhere. It doesn't matter. We don't want to hit, oh, your team's trash, da 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 da. It don't matter. If you a star, you one of them niggas, you getting your team to the playoffs. LeBron was a fucking rookie taking his trash teams to the fucking playoffs. If you're a fucking star, your team's getting to the playoffs.
He not trying to do that dropping 50.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. You could be as nice. You could drop 50 a game, 15 assists, blah, blah, blah. If your team's not getting to the playoffs, who are you, bro?
5 years, what young player has done that?
Bro, Anthony Edwards.
That didn't have a good team around him.
My nigga, Anthony Edwards had a couple stars around him, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
but
he got one of the highest defenders.
Listen,
he
bro.
had Rudy Gobert 3 times.
If you're a superstar, you get your team to the playoffs, period. LaMelo is
so give me another superstar that's young that's done that.
Bro, LeBron used to do it all the time.
I said in the last 5 years. You talking about LeBron, the greatest player, almost arguably of all time.
Ja Morant has bring his team to the playoffs, bro. Who the fuck has Ja Morant had on his team, bro?
That's a good one. That was a good point. I mean, he had players. He had Defensive Player of the Year, Jared Jackson Jr. Desmond Bane ain't no scrub, and I bet he's better than anyone in
That's fine, but these guys ain't fucking superstars. LaMelo don't have no fucking superstars around him.
Did Ja, though.
Exactly what I'm saying.
But he
still made it to the playoffs.
Jared Jackson was an all-star.
Bro.
Defensive Player of the Year.
That's cool, but like I said, you got to get your team to the playoffs, man.
All right, so he's not a believer in LaMelo yet. Is basically what he's saying.
I'm not saying I'm not a believer in the guy.
A believer, bro. You literally talking down on him just because.
I'm not talking down on him, bro.
All right, so
the thing is, y'all going mad hard.
Right,
what I'm saying is, the nigga has to get.
The Hornets made the playoffs in general.
My nigga, can I fucking talk? You're not even letting me talk, bro. What I'm saying is the nigga has to get to the fucking play. I'm getting mad because since the beginning when I was talking about him, y'all just, oh, what? Nigga, can I say what the fuck I'm saying, bro? The nigga has to get to the playoffs. That's it. You ain't gonna be considered shit if you don't get to the playoffs. I don't give a fuck what you say, blah, blah. Look at Charles Barkley now. Niggas make fun of that nigga every year. Why? Because he don't have no fucking chips. Shaq makes fun of that nigga. Oh, he's a Hall of Famer. Don't matter. He doesn't have no chips. If you don't have no chips, no one's gonna give a fuck. That's fine. You have to make the playoffs to get a chip, right?
Dame's a top 75 player all time. Never won a chip.
But exactly my point.
How's that your point if he's a top 75 player of all time?
Bro, you're not listening to what I'm saying. The point that I'm making is nobody gives a fuck what you do if you don't have a chip. Yes, you're a Hall of Famer, you're top 75, blah, blah. But guess what?
Like that don't mean nothing.
That's not what I'm saying is the public. I'm not speaking for myself, bro. I'm speaking for the fucking public, bro. You feel me? People like Shaq, he has 5 championships, and he looks at
4. you just saying?
Okay, but why I need to be perfect with my point? I'm just saying.
I mean, like,
you got to see what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the exact number. The exact number is not the point, bro. The point is the man has a bunch of championships, and he looks at players like Charles Barkley like you ain't shit because you don't have championships. I don't give a fuck if you made the Hall of Fame. I don't give a fuck. It's about winning chips, bro. At the end of the day, the greats win chips. Bro.
A lot of people say
you're not gonna be considered a great unless you win a chip, and that's all I'm saying, bro. So Charles good luck to LaMelo.
Charles Barkley ran into Jordan.
But a lot of people won't consider Shaq great without Kobe.
That's fine, but he still got chips. He still got chips, bro. So at the end of the day, y'all can say players are great, whatever. If you don't got a chip, you're not really one of them ones, bro. It's that simple. About Tatum. And he got a chip now. Yeah, so what can they say?
He was a great player before he got that chip. Chip just
that's your opinion, bro. But a lot of, like I said, them niggas like Shaq and Jordan, you ain't shit until you get a chip, bro.
Them
niggas had help though.
We on a short time schedule right now today. You know, We got lives. We try and do this on the side. We trying to bring you as much information as we can and conversations like these. I hope you enjoyed this little argument because this little guy.
These
right
niggas
here,
don't let me talk, bro.
He's so sad.
He said his point like 5 times, and then he then wanted to add on.
Right, like he basically said, if you don't make the playoffs, what else is there to say? And I'm telling you, he
my
don't
nigga,
got a good team,
I was in
like,
the middle of making points a bunch of times, and y'all interrupted me every time.
All right, we'll move on. We'll get all right. So the East is done. That's pretty closed off. Like I think those, the Bucks,
the teams that's there is there.
New York's, Celtics, and Cavs is there. Like that. That's what it's all about, and everybody else don't really matter because they ain't winning.
And you ain't shit unless you get a chip. I'll say it again.
All right, and then on the West right now, OKC just got Hardenstein recently back. Chet got hurt, but they still the number 1 seed, winning games.
Shout out to them, man. They've been balling without no big man, and they've been them little niggas been the big man for real.
Facts. They got Shea, Jalen Green, Jalen Williams, and yeah. But Hardenstein's back, and he low key been looking pretty good coming off the bench. I think
the Knicks sold on him. No cap, yo.
I ain't gonna lie, they wasn't gonna be able to pay him, bro. He cost too much money.
Golden State, second seed, 12-5. When I think the last episode they was pretty had 3 losses, so they only lost 2 games since the last one, but they still up there winning games. You already know Curry, Draymond, Buddy Hield coming off the bench, and all the other guys, Kuminga. Houston right now currently in the 3rd seed, which is a little surprising. I mean, granted, they were starting to pick things up last year. They was in that 10th seed, almost made the play-in. Jalen Green, Sengun got another year under the belt. The Thomas twin is under there too. They got Dylan Brooks. They got Fred VanVleet. Recently, y'all think Fred VanVleet deserves to get fined? I think.
Hell yeah.
Wait, I didn't see what happened.
He touched a ref.
He didn't touch him.
He didn't.
He pointed his finger in his face though.
Pointed a finger in whose face?
In the ref. What? The ref. He it was a 3-point game. He believed he got fouled on a 3-point shot. They didn't call the foul. And then he started talking shit to the refs, and I think he got teched up, and he kind of walked up to the refs like this, put his finger in his face, like, you a bitch.
Did they suspend him?
I don't know if it's happened yet. It definitely probably got fined.
Yeah, I mean, something like that, that's kind of taking it too far. Emotions happen, but I could see him getting suspended. Whether he does or not, I ain't tripping, but I could. If he does, I won't be surprised.
I mean, the video do look bad.
I
thought he got touched for real. I thought the ref got touched. I think
there was different angles where he didn't really touch him, but he definitely did put his finger in his face and you disrespecting the refs.
Super close.
They kind of above it,
I'll swing on you.
Yeah, they're different. Currently Memphis is in the 4th seed, 11-7, but George just recently came back. The fact that the team was even still winning games. Scottie Pippen Jr. has been cooking.
Shout out to Scottie Pippen Jr.
Getting
man.
Triple doubles and stuff like that. He's cooking.
How about that rookie from that center?
Zach Edey? I think he got hurt recently, so I think he's out. But
young Bulls in Memphis been going crazy.
He was low-key looking like the rookie of the year until Jared McCain came out here and started cooking, dropping 30. So I think he's currently leading the race in the rookie of the year. But then we got Phoenix and Lakers tied with 10-7 for the 5th and 6th seed. Lakers low-key been on a losing streak since the last. They lost 3 games in a row. They lost to Phoenix actually last night. Phoenix got KD back, so they can pick things up. So, I mean, these are the old teams that can still produce. AD was low-key cooking, had his worst game against Phoenix. I think he had 16 points. I don't know. What do you think about those 2 teams?
I don't know. I like earlier before the season started, I thought Phoenix wasn't gonna be at the level I wanted them to be.
They were doing good before KD went down.
But I'm talking about before KD before the season started for real. I wasn't really a big faithful of Phoenix. I'm a KD fan, but I'm happy to see KD bowling, and he just it seems right. Beal is doing a lot better than last year. Booker is him again. And yeah, I feel like everyone got their edge back for real.
So, I mean, of course, the West is way more stacked than the East, so you got more teams. You got the surpriser teams, and you got the teams that we thought was already going to be up there. But the teams that's low-key not up there that we thought was up there was Denver and Minnesota.
Yeah, I think going back to Phoenix and the Lakers, I think those are 2 good, decent regular season teams. I think once you get deep in the playoffs, I don't really know if they have enough just because their guys are a little older. It's yet to be seen. The West is definitely looking deep, though. The Nuggets and Minnesota have been looking a little disappointing. I feel like the Nuggets been picking it up a little bit recently, but the Minnesota
is currently averaging a triple-double.
Yeah, he's definitely the clear MVP.
I think he was leading the league in scoring. Actually, I think he might have been leading the league in scoring when I said Giannis. He's up there, top 5 for sure.
Jamal Murray still hurt?
Nah, he came back recently. I think he came back. I remember Westbrook was like dogging. He had like 24 and like a triple double, and then they like Jamal Murray came back the next game, and then he had like 26, and they're like, yeah, Jamal Murray wasn't gonna let Westbrook take his starting spot.
Fact, I think I seen that.
Yeah, man. I think the Wolves got some shit to figure out though, man. That trade is looking sus for them. Dante DiVincenzo hasn't been looking the same as last year.
Julius Randle, like he's scoring, but I think he ain't really like.
He's not consistent. He's not consistent.
Yes, I think it's a chemistry thing. Yeah, I think they still just need time to figure out how him and Edwards are gonna work off of each other. And also, so if they do get to improving, it's gonna take some time.
One thing too, Randall, he liked holding the ball, and I don't know if y'all seen that video where Gobert was in the paint and he got the 3 seconds because Randall was holding the ball too long.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
like I can see a lot of that happening with Randall's possession for real.
From a mile away. Yeah, that's the type of player Randall could be sometimes. So it's gonna be interesting in Minnesota.
He knows about.
You mentioned the Clippers.
No,
because they're pretty much right there with the Lakers.
I mean, yeah, the Clippers is there. Norman Powell's been dogging. He's low-key looking like the most improved player of the year. He's averaging like 24. Whatever he averaged last year, he's definitely way up from that.
Yeah, he's looking impressive, man. He's looking a little more impressive. The Clippers, too, in general, looking impressive. I think
I
will put them in that same category with like the Lakers and Phoenix. You know, just a good older team.
Like they know they're gonna get wins out there. Like
that could surprise you. You know, you don't want to slack against those guys. They got a great coach too.
Man, I wouldn't put the Phoenix or the Lakers or Clippers for real. I just feel like I don't know when they have their full team, they're not really matched for real.
Like what do you mean against other teams?
Like,
against each other.
Yeah, like even yesterday, like Lakers got cooked for real.
I mean, yeah, but like AD had a bad game, so like if AD steps up, like
can't have a bad game.
Can't talk about these old men like that. Like, I don't
know. They had a bad game because fucking the Suns
guys got.
What they got for the rings?
They got rings, so you can never doubt them.
Nah, yeah, they definitely
certified, right?
I don't mean that they fucking unstoppable, but they got rings. They champions, man.
I thought rings meant everything. I thought champions. If you got a championship, you certified in the league.
They are certified. They got rings.
But all right, guys, that's just a recap of how the league's doing. We give you a little short episode, trying to just keep you in the loop. We trying to stay as motivated and consistent as we can. Granted, we all got full-time jobs, Our boy over here got 2 kids. So, we trying to do as much as we can. But like, comment, subscribe. Tune in to the next episode when it does drop. It's your boy,
Isaiah.
It's your boy.
D-Ro, you already know.
And it's your other boy, Anthony. So, we're here, and thank you guys for tuning in.
Everyone, tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Love your family. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for viewing.
Be thankful.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
I'm just real quick. I'm thankful for my family and my friends.
Thankful for my family, friends, and hard work.
Thankful for family, friends, and good basketball, man.
We're here, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Shout out to y'all.